Looks like the future is here, and it's looking like shit. Just like my YouTube career, if we can even consider it a career. I mean, I have a talking dog that shits on me and people love him. And then this popsicle stick of mine grounds me to the floor, so I'm very limited in what I can do. Just like streaming. Okay, streaming killed off a lot of shit. It's basically killed off a huge chunk of the entertainment industry. And what's its next target, you may be asking? Well, gaming. At least the way gaming works now. This is a future everyone's predicted for a while. One day, you're going to be able to stream any game you want, at any resolution, at any frame rate, on any device, anywhere. Sounds like a dream come true, right? And in some cases, it kind of is. That is until you connect all the pieces and realize that, well, shit, maybe things aren't looking so pretty. But first, let's mention the Stadia. What is the Stadia? It's basically a giant server hosted by Google that will allow you to stream most games anywhere you want, on any device of your choosing, with any input device you want. It's even got its own nifty controller, which looks like a mixture of all the console controllers combined into one. You know, I might actually get that controller. It actually does look kind of good. It's a service, I guess you could say, and it has a lot of cool features, like being able to watch gameplay of a game on YouTube and then clicking, and then being able to play the game directly. They say directly, but I mean, if you got peasant internet, you're probably better off just having physical hardware. Being able to play the best looking games on the planet at the best performance possible on your potato laptop. That's the future Google sees, and well, to be fair, that's the future that most of the big companies and corporations see. Not because they want to deliver you the best experience, no, that's bullshit. They want that because it's a source of infinite revenue. They'll probably charge you a monthly subscription fee. You won't ever own the games, so the minute you stop paying, you probably won't ever get access to those games. So they got nothing to worry about. Piracy won't be an issue for them anymore. Probably. They'll be able to insert ads into everything. It's basically 100% full control of their own products, and the only access you have is being able to play them, and that's it. Doesn't seem like such a pretty future now, does it? A future where you have to be connected to the internet 24/7 just to play your games. I don't know where they might have gotten that idea from. Hell, I don't even know where they got the idea of this cloud gaming from. I wonder how that did when it was first announced, When you think about it, there's some huge benefits to the idea of being able to stream video games. And then they quickly go away when you realize that the negative completely outweighs the positive. Google Stadia is clearly a luxury. It's not something for the casual people who don't even want their internet bill raised by $5 more. I believe Google seriously underestimates people's desire to save money on their internet, because as it is right now, even the cheapest of internet is insanely expensive depending where you live. Hell, just trying to stream The Big Lebowski using a Chromecast to my 4K TV was a nightmare. God knows what that would be like with gaming, where any amount of lag is basically a hindrance. Streaming video games as a service is a corporation's wet dream. They fap to this shit at night. I mean, they jerk off into a napkin. Hell no. They get so horny they jerk off into their boxers and they don't even wash till tomorrow morning. This is their wet dream, because the possibilities of making money off of it is endless, virtually anyway. If you can get the rest of society to upgrade their internet, then you're all set. Otherwise, you'll have a very limited market on this. But just imagine, you're sitting there, you're playing Halo, all of a sudden an ad pops right in front of your screen, like say, I don't know what, a 10-second ad for Snickers. Then all of a sudden you decided, hey, I really want to mod this game. You think these corporations want you to mod games? Boy, that's shit they've been wanting to get rid of for years. Corporations hate modding. I mean, Bethesda loved it until they found out they couldn't make money off of it. Basically anything that a large community forms around and supports for many years and is something that corporations can't make money off of, they hate it and they want to get rid of it. If it's not money being made for them, they don't want it in their sights. Another thing is you can say goodbye to physical trade-ins, if you even do that, because this will effectively kill off the used games market if it gets to be that big anyway. And that's something that would make the corporation smile. They fucking hate used games. They hate it. I mean, I really can't blame them on that one. It's basically you losing potential customers because someone else is buying your product legally off of someone else's hands. And forget about hosting custom servers because that's going to be something taken away from you. It's all going to come from one specific place. You have no control over the game, let alone ownership. I mean, you're not going to own anything. This is all going to be streamed to you. Corporations being able to hand you over a game for some money without having to give you ownership of that game is their fucking wet dream. This is something that they've always wanted. And the chances are, people watching this video, you guys in my audience, not the 12-year-old Fortnite gamers, talking about the more mature people. Okay, fine, you guys too, I guess. Chances are, this isn't something that appeals to you. You probably like owning your games. You like editing the INI files. You like hosting your own custom servers, you like installing mods, you like stressing the game by maxing it out and running it on some badass hardware, but unfortunately this isn't targeted for you, or me. This is targeted for the casual market, for the large chunk of them that do have money to throw around, that do have the internet to support it, and they, believe me, they are going to eat this shit up like there's no tomorrow. They're gonna go down on that pussy, full tongue, just... You didn't need to hear that. I'm really sorry. The casual consumer basically treats games like disposable objects. They'll play it, put it down, and that's about it. Most people prefer to play on their phone anyway. The casual consumer is entertained by the smallest of things. I mean, look how many go to watch Fast and the Furious. Look how many go to watch Transformers. Convenience always comes at the price of functionality. If people can get by a do-it-yourself prompt, they'll do it. Even if their internet is shit, they'll still be intrigued by the idea of being able to play, I don't know what, Call of Duty at a Starbucks on their phone. Convenience is what the casual consumer wants. They don't care about mods, they don't care about max settings, they don't care about 120 frames a second, they just want to pick up their phone and play. But now they can pick up their phone and play everything. They can now pick up their phone and play what, Devil May Cry? Could you imagine that? Hell, I bet you the majority of people that buy into this shit, they don't even care about video games. But then you do have your average gamer, who right now is probably super conflicted because he's got a multitude of options. He's got the PSN, then there's the Xbox store, and then he has to deal with Origin, Steam, GOG, and now the new player Epic Games Store. You think they're gonna wanna fuck around with that shit when they can just open up their phone and have access to basically everything? The success of Google Stadia will determine the future of PlayStation, Microsoft, and Nintendo. They will adapt if this thing is successful. If what Google does works, you don't think Nintendo, Microsoft, and PlayStation won't do the same? You don't think they'd provide their own streaming service for their games rather than sell you copies? For the companies and corporations out there, this is a dream come true. This is a bright future for them. For us gamers, not so much. This is basically handing over your consumer rights. That's essentially what it is. It's giving them a license to print as much money as they want. Because if you don't think they're going to abuse this power, you're sorely mistaken. It's like when Trump goes into presidency. You don't think he's going to abuse the power to benefit his own company? Please. I guarantee you anything. There's going to be up to a premium service where you pay probably, I don't know what, up to $50 a month just so ads don't run over your games. Bet you anything they're gonna have a premium service like that. Better yet, what if they separate games based on categories and sell them to you like packages? What if you want all the sports games, you gotta pay this package service? What if you want all the action role-playing games, you pay this package service? What's to stop them from doing something like that? Nothing. Nothing is there to stop them. The only thing to stop them is consumer backlash. But again, for the casual audience that has money to splurge, do you think they're gonna give a shit? The future is games as a service. Not exactly a bright future for any of us. Ownership rights of our games, the ability to mod, the ability to host servers, the ability to edit INI files, the ability to basically do whatever the fuck you want with your game that you purchased is probably coming to an end, sadly. All these big publishers, all these big companies that you may love, they're watching from the shadows. They want to see if this is a model that they can go along with. But hey, maybe I'm being very unfair. Maybe I'm not giving streaming enough of a chance. I haven't listed enough positives, because there are positives. I haven't been entirely objective. Everything that I've said is nothing more than a speculation. I'm speaking more out of emotion than looking at the facts here. But in this current industry, the way things are done and handled by companies, can you really blame people for being skeptical? I mean, let alone streaming services as it is now. The lag, the lack of everybody having internet that's capable of this. Of course, we're going to be skeptical of the quality of the service, but we're even more skeptical of how these companies are going to go about it and how they're going to handle the future of gaming through means of streaming. They aren't to be trusted. The minute they're handed over that kind of power, and that becomes the only medium for being able to play your games, they are absolutely going to turn on you and abuse every inch of it. They want to make the most amount of money they can. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like money. Why do you think I'm making these shitty half-assed videos? It's for fucking money. And also because, well, because I love you guys. I guess I love you. I don't say it enough. But these companies, they don't love you. Far from it. They don't like you having standards, because when you have standards, they have to work twice as hard. But of course, this isn't going to become an overnight sensation and a shift right away. It's going to take years for this to catch on, obviously. And it's not necessarily a matter of if it will catch on. It's a matter of when will it catch on? When will it become the mainstream? Because until then, we're counting down our final days.
Fritanga sucks ass.